Create a thoughtful card like this with layered stamping and layered die cuts from the Greetery's new Love Letters PS collection. Coming up next on Catherine Paper Art. Today I'm going to be making a card with the Greetery's newest collection, part of their collection anyway, and the collection is called Love Letters PS, and I'm going to be using the Inkwell set and the pen pal and some sentiments as well. So I've already started to ink up the Inkwell, and so I'll continue with that. And I'm using the big Inkwell. This is from the stamp set Inked Well, and as I said, I'm using the large Inkwell. So it's a layered stamping set. So I'll go ahead and continue with that and off screen, and I'll be right back. Okay, here's the finished Inkwell. The only thing is I wished I hadn't used the Distress Black Soot because it bleeds and it seems to just keep bleeding. I don't know why. But I did a better job of lining up the labels, not the greatest. I might redo it in Memento, actually. I think I will. Be right back. So I finished stamping it in the Memento, and it's still wet, so I need to dry it a bit more. But when I dried it the first time and put it back in my stamping platform, it didn't align with the stamp any longer, and so I got some double stamping there. But that's okay because it just kind of blended together anyway. But then I realized that I stamped the ink label, the wording actually, not the label, on an angle because I thought that's how it was. But if you look at the packaging, they actually have it straight. But I like it on the angle. I like it better that way, and you make it your own anyway. So, all right, so I'm going to dry this a bit more, or let it air dry some too, and then I'm going to move on to doing some die cutting of the ink pen, the fountain pen rather, and some pretty flowers. I'm not going to use the quill. I'm actually going to use the fountain pen. So I will, one of these guys, not that one, this one. So I will tend to that and be right back. So I've made my pen the, well, pretty much the colors that are on the packaging. Not because I couldn't come up with anything on my own, but because that is the actual colors I wanted to use. Since this is for a young man, I thought that the color scheme was appropriate for him. And I'm just doing a second layer just to give it a bit more dimension and to help strengthen it, even though it's going to be glued onto the card. I just want to give it a little more dimension. So I'll continue with this and be right back. So the Pen Pal die set, it just comes out so beautifully. It just looks so beautiful, I think. I mean, it's just a die cut, but I just think it's so pretty, and you could just, hear it click on. Right? So I've cut out the flowers and I've inked them up a little bit, and now going to ink up the stems just to give them a little more depth. And they do have a lot of detail on them though, so you do have to use the adapter plate when you cut them out, which I pretty much use my adapter plate all the time now anyway, but It just helps the details stand out more. So I'll go ahead and finish inking these up off screen and be right back. I'm stamping out a sentiment from the scripted sentiments, and I'll be die cutting that also. I stamped it out first in gold, but I really meant to do it in black. So I'll finish this and be right back. That's roughly the composition, where I'll have flowers filling in behind the postcard. And the sentiments will be straightened out, obviously. The pen rests on top of the inkwell, and the cap leans against it. Postcard gets lopped off, and the flowers fill in. Okay, here is the finished card, and it says, "You're in our thoughts." And again, this is for a family member who is ill, and I think it came out very nice. I didn't put any sentiment on the inside because it's going to have a personal note instead. And again, this is the newest collection from the Greetery. And I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you did, please give us a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. Thank you for watching.